Hello, hello. I'm Paula, and welcome to Off the Clock. This is the show where job titles take a break and real conversations steal the spotlight. No labels, no LinkedIn perfect answers, just honest conversations. Quick thing before we get started, if you enjoy real conversations like this one, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, Off Script with Paula. Give this video a like, share it with someone you think you should be watching it. Uh, any help, it's highly appreciated to help me get more people. So don't forget to interact with us as well. If you're joining us live, say hi in the chat. We love interactions. This is the beauty of making live shows, is the interaction. So don't be shy. And I already have my guest here waiting on backstage. So please help me welcome him. Today's guest is someone you definitely already know, or at least you've heard his voice. With over 30 years in hospitality, he's interviewed some of the biggest names in the industry and built one of the most recognized platforms out there. All while keeping it smart, honest, and actually funny. I always laugh. I love his content. So today we're flipping the mic, actually. Please let me help me welcome Glenn
Hey, flip it,
Haussman.
baby. How are you, Paula? Or as we would say here in New York, Paula. How you doing? Yeah.
I'm good, and you? How is the weather? Since I think it's a topic for you, a
Uh,
sensitive topic.
yeah, I would like to say to my dear friends, Craig and Suzanne, haha, we have good weather here. I'm in a t-shirt. So I'm gonna take the W when I can because it's supposed to get cruddy over the weekend.
Oh,
So there's
but
that.
Glenn,
Yes.
Glenn, thank you so much for being here off the clock. I know how busy you are. I really, really
No,
appreciate
thanks. I love it.
how
I mean, a chance to get to talk about me. Hey, why not? It'll be
best
great. It's the
topics,
first.
right?
It's actually the first time in this house I'm talking about myself, which is very
Oh,
nice. Yeah, usually it's
yeah.
we're like we're all set. We're all set with you, buddy. You know.
You're not the main topic there. You mean?
No, actually, honestly, it shouldn't be about me. It should be about them. Yeah,
Oh, good one, good one.
yeah,
You save yourself now.
yeah.
But Glenn, so as I mentioned, you've interviewed everyone in hospitality, right?
Fortunately, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
And I'm gonna ask you this because I know you are authentic, you're honest. So I want
Yeah.
to know
Mm.
who surprised you the most. It can be in a good way. It can be in a bad way. It
So
can be
I
whatever.
can't say a specific person who surprised me most, but
Okay.
what continually surprises me the most is how dead wrong my instincts can be sometimes. Like
Mm.
I'm like, so and so's gonna be a terrible guest. This is gonna suck. I can't. I'm thinking of exit plans ahead of time. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make it sound interesting? And then boom, it'll turn out to be the coolest freaking interview I've done. And conversely, I'll be totally into an interview, something I totally geek out on, and then the universe will not care. It's just the strangest thing. It keeps me on my toes, though, and keeps you
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get sometimes, you know.
No,
Like, oh,
you
surprise,
know,
surprise.
yeah, yeah.
Ken Patel is here. Hi, Ken. He'll also be one of my guests soon. Love Glenn. He's saying, send you some love, Glenn. Uh,
Thanks.
okay. So
Yeah.
next question.
All right.
As I mentioned to you, you've been working this industry for over 30 years. It's quite a long
30,
time.
baby. No Vacancy celebrated 10 years in January, but I've been in the business 30.
Yeah. So 30 years is a long time. What keeps you excited after all this time in the industry? What is, I don't
I,
know.
that's a good question. I will say what keeps me excited is we are in the coolest business ever. Whatever it is you love, this business has it. It's all industries in one. So it's endlessly fascinating. It's endlessly interesting in a building your knowledge kind of sense. And it's always changing. That's why it's so cool, because what I do today is not what I do tomorrow, which is not what I'm going to do a year from now, because things keep moving along and changing and adapting, whether it's consumer trends, technological trends, societal trends, whatever it is. It's just really fun to get to be in the middle of it and tell different stories every day.
Yeah, hospitality industry it's everything but boring.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And you're always
Hmm.
learning something for sure too. On the other side, though, Glenn,
Yeah.
you see, you're talking about what excites you, what is good in the industry, but of course, I'm gonna ask you
Hmm.
the bad side, or should I say, what is the most ridiculous hotel trend or you've seen that somehow became popular, or that you think like stop, just
Oh,
or
well,
already been and it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know.
I will say,
What's
one of the we're in the middle of on our Friday night audit show. We're in the middle of doing the hotel pet peeves, as you know, and one of them I think fits into this. It's the you can see into the bathroom through the window deal. I mean, like that has got to be the dumbest trend ever. You know, that's really
that's a weird
yeah,
one.
that's just really weird and strange. It's like nobody stayed in a hotel room before that designed something like that. I mean, on one hand, I get where they're coming from. It's kind of cool, makes for a great picture, and looks good in the portfolio. But experiencing it is a very different kind of scenario.
Craig is here since I talked about Friday Night Audit. Aloha from Newport Beach. We already mentioned you, Craig. You're gonna have to watch the replay when
Yeah.
Glenn's talking about how you.
Listen, I meant everything I said, so deal with it.
He's saying you're never boring. I think he was talking about when you're
The
talking about the
hospitality
industry.
industry. You're certainly not talking about me. That I know.
And working with me, is it the most ridiculous thing? I hope not. I hope you're not saying
First of
that.
all, he's got the best laugh in hospitality. So
Yeah, he does.
he's a pleasure to be with. He just radiates positive energy all the time. Even when he's giving me crap over how great his weather is and ours suck, he's still like has something nice that comes through. It's really annoying.
He's also saying glass swallow, breath and
I think he's the one who brought that up originally.
Oh,
yeah.
So maybe he's the most annoyed one.
I also don't like barn doors anymore.
Okay. Any specific reason why?
Yeah, because I mean they look cool and save space, and they're kind of I get their point, but they don't really prevent noises from transferring at all, and
That's a good point.
yeah, it creates a sense of lack of privacy and stuff like that. And then you got to have that super secret room that has just the toilet in there as well. You know, then if you close that one, then you're good. But I don't like it to be like that Get Smart hallway where you have to keep going through door after door after door after door to feel safe.
But since we're talking also about this hotel pet peeves and stuff, you do have, I think it's tomorrow, the show that you're still doing the contest.
Oh yeah, right now we're at the Sucky 16 and we're working our way down to the Infuri 8. So we're going to be getting there. This week we got our friend CJ on. We're going to be talking more about this issue and other issues that are going on in hospitality. But one more week of voting for the 16, and then we're going to whittle it down some more.
Nice. Amy is here. Say hello, Amy. Hey, Glenn and Paula. Hi, everyone that it's joining us now. Thank you so much. And Craig is saying here, no worries and smell issues. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You know, it's
great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not great. The smell is not great. So, yeah.
And on the other side too, okay, always go back and forth as you can see. What is one hill you're still willing to die on when it comes to hospitality industry, things that should be doing or are doing? What is one thing that
if anyone knows me, it's all about faucets coming over the sinks a proper amount of distance, because I can't stand that I'm banging my hands up against porcelain. It's frustrating me. I'm splashing water everywhere. I'm causing housekeepers a lot of stress. Everyone knows me. I complain about this all the time. This is nothing new. But if I can solve this problem, I feel like I've had a worthwhile career.
I support you.
Thank you.
I'll definitely support you. If you want to do me a campaign, I can do it. But Glenn, going a little bit more serious, just a bit, not much. So you talk to a lot of people, you hear a lot about trends, not only trends in the room, like what's going on in the hotel rooms, but also, big trends, market and so on, process, technology. If you have to give one brutally honest piece of advice to the
Yeah.
industry right now, what it would be if you could?
Be more pessimistic like I am. Things are not as good as they sound. You're fooling yourselves. So you gotta buckle down. You gotta get focused. You gotta figure out how to do more with spending less out there. But I don't think, particularly here in the United States, I don't think things are going to be good. I think things will continue to deteriorate. And a lot of optimism in an event that I recently attended that I felt was unearned optimism. I would like to see some more concern so people don't get hurt in the long run.
Just curious because I'm a Brazilian,
Yeah.
How are things there in terms of tourism and World Cup? Is it a thing there? It's not. It's
I don't see a lot of buzz going on with the World
No?
Cup, and I don't know if I was a citizen outside the United States if I'd feel comfortable coming here right now. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we're doing that tells tourists this is awesome. Our security at the airports is falling apart. Trying to get into the country has been hostile for a lot of people for decades. This is not a new problem for decades. And then the thought of having immigration agents at World Cup stadiums. Why would someone pay all that money to come here and feel like they're not welcome? So that's one huge problem. And the other huge problem is I think everything's too damn expensive, and people have had it. And I spent a lot of time talking about the bifurcation between the top 1% and everybody else. And the top 10% here in the United States are basically supporting the entire economy. And we need to be more mindful of what's happening right now. I've been ignoring it because the wealthy have been able to cover up a lot of these problems. But I don't know if there's enough wealthy people there to be selling 60,000 tickets per game throughout the country. Maybe Mexico and Canada will do better. I can't speak for it, but economically here, I'm not feeling very confident. Our friend Bruce Ford feels very confident, feeling that the stadiums will fill up. But the fact of the matter is, unless they're international people, they're not staying as long. They're not spending nearly as much money here, and they're not helping all of those businesses, such as hotels and restaurants and stores, in the way that they are. The only thing that they are doing is helping FIFA, probably at the end of the day. But
that's sad to hear. I do hope somehow it works out. I don't know if you still have time for that, but
I think that ship is sailed. I'm already starting to panic about the 2028 Olympics, about what a mess that might be.
Okay. Okay. So let's change a little bit of the topic.
Yeah, both sides of me. I mean, they're like too unserious or really a downer.
Yeah, no, we have to, balance. It's all about balance, Glenn. When it starts to be a little bit. Oh, let's change the subject. No, just joking. I appreciate your honesty and perspective. Really do. And talking about perspective, because I do respect you a lot. And again, you are in these major events, and you talk to a lot of people. Talking about technology.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Do you think is it too much talk about AI? Or
there's definitely too much talk about AI, and I did a panel at the Hunter conference recently, and I was on stage joking that they are not allowed to use the word experience or AI. So we'll just sit in silence for an hour.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
there is too much talk about AI, and that's kind of frustrating. But to be fair, it's the natural part of the way that humanity integrates new things. We talk, then it becomes part of our lives, and then it becomes part of the fabric of our existence where we don't need to talk about it. So a lot of the conversation, why it's happening, in my opinion, is that because it's so new, we're also trying to process it. We're also trying to understand it. That's why a lot of these conversations are more theoretical than actionable insights that we see a lot, because we're still digesting this sort of thing. Guarantee you, in a few years, nobody's going to be talking about it to the degree that we're talking about it now, because it'll be tool, it'll be implemented, it'll be part of the general conversation, right? That sort of a thing. In my opinion.
No, you're totally right. Because at some point it becomes you talk, like I said, and then it becomes natural. And it's part of your day-to-day, like I don't
Yeah,
know,
'cause we're all exploring it.
Uber or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure in 1988 when I got my first word processor when I went to college, I talked about it a lot. But nobody even talks about getting a laptop now. Nobody talks about technology like that because everybody has it. It's ubiquitous, so it's just there. It's part of our day-to-day lives, right? I'm sure people couldn't stop talking about movies and how exciting talkies are going to be and all of that for a long period of time. Then it just becomes part of life. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Okay, but besides being
Yeah.
this hospitality personality, you became kind of a celebrity on your own, in your own right, and you built a massive platform, right, with your name.
Mhm.
Was there a moment where you thought, okay, this is actually working? Like, do you remember when things actually click for you?
I can tell you when it didn't click. Getting picked last for the kickball team in second grade. That's when it did not click. No, never,
Oh God.
never, never. I'm too full of self-loathing to think anything that for sure. It's just I just try to put one foot ahead of my other. Just keep moving forward. Try not to stumble. Just try to make a few bucks to feed my family and maybe get to go on a vacation one day. That's
That's very
that's
that's very humble. But you do okay. You're not gonna. I know you're not gonna admit to me,
yeah.
it's not in your personality. But you became this big
Yeah,
name in the
every once in a
industry.
while, I'll pat myself on the back and go, "Good for you." But I have a hard time with any of that.
Yeah.
Like my family's got to sit me down and say, "Just freaking happy for yourself for 1 second. Just take a deep
Yeah.
breath and enjoy." I'm like, so
Yeah.
that is definitely a problem. But on some level, I know that I've done well for myself. And I will say, Paula, what I'm most proud of is that I don't have to work for the man. I've been able to carve out an existence on my own rules and make it work. I may have to work harder than anybody else, but I'm doing it for me. And that really is what drives me. It's really cool that after we do this, I know I could feed my family and go in my backyard and know that I don't have to worry that some company might just decide to lay me off today because they feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm the one that I'm for one like really appreciate what you do because this I already told you and told you again. Like you really inspire me, especially
Thanks.
still inspire me. In the beginning, you were my reference when my boss back then said, "Oh, you're gonna do podcast." I was like, what the hell am I gonna do it?" And
I was
then
probably still trying to figure that stuff out back then too. I've been
wow,
podcasting now for I guess getting on 15 years or so at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the pandemic. It was everything new, and you were my.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's kind of like where everything kind of changed for me too.
Yeah. So okay, this show is quite short, so we're already heading to the end. Unfortunately, I still have just a couple more questions.
Yeah.
One is, if you had to start all over again today, Glenn, would you still choose hospitality? We kind of talk about it a little bit backstage, but
I don't see how you could choose any other business.
No.
For Christ's sakes, the freaking best business there is. Find me one better business out there. I started my career in music and entertainment, and that sucks. Let me tell you, right? People there are horrible for the most part. Just there's something I'm all about, like different careers. People self-select. There's a specific type of personality that's more likely to go into the entertainment business. So, and there's also a particular type of personality that likes to interview those people. I did not like either side of those people. All of it's kind of vapid to me. Didn't mean anything to me. Hospitality is the best industry ever because you constantly learn. Like I said, constantly change. But whatever you love, this has got it, right? So for me, like I'm able to fit everything into hospitality. I'm also a theme park geek, and I'm able to, do all of that stuff and apply it to what we do here. I love food, so I'm able to incorporate that into what we do. People love real estate. They're able to teach me, about that and get me excited about it. It's really awesome.
And Glenn, what is something that people assume about you when you are maybe in an event? And I can imagine that when you walk in an event, walk in the room, people say, "Hi, Glenn," and you don't know who they are, whatever. So what's something people assume about you that is completely wrong? Is there something that people
I'm not
assume?
sure. Maybe they haven't told me. I don't know. I'm a pretty open book, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's
I
good.
don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe Suzanne knows what people are
Yeah,
saying about me.
Suzanne just said, "I know all the secrets." So maybe
Uh,
I should have asked her when
I
she
know.
was here.
Pretty
But
much,
Glenn,
I think one of my problems is I always share too much. I tell people too much. I reveal maybe a little bit too much at certain times. So, not sure what people are thinking about me,
nah,
but they're
yeah,
probably spot on.
yeah, I never met you in person, but it does feel like you are, what you are. Like it doesn't feel like
Yeah,
it's a
I will tell you,
persona.
Paul. Yeah, Paul, it's not because I tried persona early on in my career, particularly with podcasting, because you think you're supposed to do something, but the more I allowed me to be me, the more successful I became. So I'm like,
Yeah.
screw it. You might as well just be authentically you as possible because that's what people really connect with. If you try to act as if in that particular context, then it's never going to be successful and people can see real through it. They may not be able to say you're faking it, but they feel it, they don't connect with it, and they won't stick around for the long time.
That's true. Well, Suzanne is reassuring you that she's too good of a friend to reveal them all, so you don't have to worry.
That's good. Thank goodness.
To finish this short show,
Yeah.
I do have a segment that I call "Would You Rather." So this is the moment the hospitality leader escapes, Glenn. So let me show you what it's about. Let's just 1 second here. Okay, so would you rather? It's like two situations, a dilemma, as you can say, and you have to choose one.
All
You
right.
don't explain if you don't want to. You can just answer, or
No, I'm just gonna not answer and make this really uncomfortable and awkward for everybody.
No. Well, yeah, for everybody, for me, because I'm the one here. Like, well, I'm sure you're gonna play along. I'm confident. You make me choose you in your show.
I'm pretty shy, so
Yeah. Okay, are you ready? Let's get started. So, Glenn, would you rather forget your opening line on stage or realize your microphone has been on backstage?
I would rather forget my opening line on stage. That is for sure. That has definitely happened. And realize
Which one? The opening line?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll come back. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Ready. What was I gonna say? And then I'm like, go off in a totally different direction. And then I'm like in my head, God damn, you really just screwed that up. So I've lived through it. I don't want to have my mic on backstage because usually I'm saying things that people shouldn't be hearing out in the audience that might make the people I'm saying them to uncomfortable. I'm trying to get them prepped. Usually, try making. I don't want any of that kind of stuff to go out. If somebody's uncomfortable backstage, I wouldn't want people to hear me coaching them through it or something like that.
Makes sense. Next question: would you rather interview someone who only gives one-word answers?
I've done that.
Or someone who won't stop talking?
Both equally perilous. Very difficult. So on one end, you've got to fill all of that time, right? You got to kind of go with new questions that kind of give them the answer in the question. So that way you're hopefully giving them an opening paragraph to go with that maybe they'll continue along with. So that's a lot of mental energy. But the other one is equally as deadly, is that guest who doesn't know how to, I will be concise, let me ask questions, and they won't do that. I would say, though, I would rather go with the person who talks too much because I've done thousands of podcasts and every once in a while a boy needs a nap, and I'd rather switch off one side of my brain than have to try to keep freaking performing. I had back when I was working with Anthony. Every once in a while, he'd start, sending me texts when we'd have a guest on. Kill me now, end this. And I'm like, bro, we've been at it 7 minutes. We got to go at least another 20, right? But guest ain't talking. Guest ain't sharing. And
yeah.
That's how.
Because I have like 10% of experience or less, but there are people they're not good. They're simply is that. So they get nervous. Not that they're doing, of course, not on purpose.
No, totally. Nobody's there. I mean, there may be 1 or 2 people that were there to screw me, but that's more of a Friday night on it problem.
Okay.
But the truth is, everybody comes on with the intention of hoping they're going to do the best. And it's incumbent upon the host to be able to instantly read, whether you're on stage or on a podcast, what type of guest that's going to be, and then adapt on the fly to make them the best that they can be. I think that is really the crux of what we're trying to get here, and you hope to have happen. But sometimes people will insist on one-word answers, and sometimes they'll just keep talking with no end in sight, like I am doing right now.
It does keep me, both situations I've been on, and it makes me sweat. I have to say, it's like, oh my God, it's nerve-wracking for me.
Right.
Next,
sometimes, Paola, another little tip is sometimes I will tell people ahead of time, don't take it personally if I jump right in. If I jump in and cut you off, I got to keep time. I got to move things along. It's nothing personal. So I'll say that ahead of time, particularly if I'm getting vibes from somebody that they might be a little bit chattier than the usual suspect.
Wow, that's a good tip. So don't get personal, Glenn, but I have to go to the next section. Would you rather give up podcasts or give up conferences?
I'd give up podcasts.
Okay, that was easy. That was an
I
easy
need
one.
to meet the people. I need to go out there and do things. At some point, podcasts are going to be passé, and we're going to be doing something else, right? So connecting with people is never going to be passé. That being said, if our airports can't figure shit out, maybe I'll just be stuck here doing podcasts for the rest of my life. I don't have time to wait 12 hours to get on a plane.
No, everything's gonna work out, and you're gonna be stuck in the plane, airport, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right. Next one. Would you rather have like your keynote gets 0 laughs, or people laugh at the wrong moment?
That's a toughie. I've been through both. I just ate it hard on stage a couple of weeks ago doing this improv thing. It was torture, I will tell you. And unfortunately, I lived, and I was not put out of my misery. And laughs at the wrong moment. I think I'd go with that one, because my ego could pull that off more than knowing everybody was not laughing with me. I'd rather than laugh at me, I could take it a little bit more than not laughing with me.
Yeah, I think I would choose the same. Last one, Glenn. Would you rather have your would you rather your flight is always delayed, or your luggage is always lost forever?
Forever?
Be dramatic.
I know. Okay.
Most often, I don't know. Frequently.
I think I'd rather my flights be delayed than my luggage lost. It's really such a pain in the neck to get the luggage. I got separated from my luggage when I didn't even fly. A couple of, back in January, we had a big snowstorm. I didn't see that sucker for a week. That freaking bag made it to the conference. I did not make it to the conference. Oh. Fortunately, unfortunately, its interviews didn't go so well. But what are you gonna do? But my bag made it. I didn't. Took a week to get back. Every time my bag disappears, it winds up costing me a lot of stress and energy. When you're delayed, you can hang out at the Sky Lounge. You meet your fellow delayed people that you're usually on the way to the conference with, and you wind up having drinks with them and getting to know them in a different way. So there's a lot more potential fun and surprises, particularly when I was a lot younger, associated with delays than there are with lost luggage.
Yeah. Good answer. Okay, so before we wrap up, Glenn, I have to
Yep.
ask you just the final question. I
All right.
swear it is the final.
All right.
It's what gives the show the name, its name. So you've always owned podcasts, events,
Hmm.
content, whatever. What
Hmm.
is your ultimate off the clock moment when you have no work, no industry, just Glenn? What you like to do?
Uh, Hanging out and doing nothing for real. I do know, like for me, I love July. I try not to travel in July. I like hanging out in my backyard. I'm fortunate enough that I bought a house with a pool, and we only, it's nice about 2 months a year, so that's the prime time. Uh, just love, maybe smoking some ribs on the grill, having my friends come over, hanging out in the pool, having some beers, playing some good music, serving a great dinner to all my friends and family, and just kind of hanging out and having a little bit of a fire at night, and just kind of not being on computers and online and any of that stuff.
That sounds wonderful. Well, that's a wrap on Off the Clock, Glenn. Again, thank you so much
Thank
for taking
you.
the time to be here today. I hope you had fun. I do. I know I had.
I had a
And
great time.
and thank you all so much for watching, for being in the chat, and commenting, and for supporting the show. I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. I know it's annoying, but we have to play the game. So please share, please support me. It really helps me keep this conversation going. And that's it for today, everybody. This was Off the Clock, where job titles take a break and real conversations steal the spotlight. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.